Jey Meka's channel. Jey Meka's channel. Jey Meka's channel. Jey Meka's channel.
What's up, y'all? Jay here, and just want to touch on the Cash Money No Limit Verzuz we had last night. It's really good to see Verzuz back, to be honest. I mean, we had it during the, once everything was closed down and whatnot, and they kind of had a couple of them since then, but to really, get back into it and for them to come back with, Cash Money No Limit, I thought that was a really good way to kind of bring it back, to the forefront and whatnot with this, this whole setup again. So I thought that was really dope. And, so let's just get into it. Let's just talk about it. So first off, with Cash Money and No Limit, we're going to start with, so let's just get off into it. So No Limit, Master P, much respect to him in general. It's good to see him out on the stage. Still looks young too, no lie. He out there, he got the whole crew, in their fatigues and whatnot, doing how they do. So much respect to him. And, much respect to Baby. These are two pioneers of the game, and they brought this music to the forefront, and I personally think you can't really do nothing but, respect it overall. And it was really good to see them get up there and pretty much show out for that, for us and for that era and that whatnot. So let's jump right into it. Let's look at the track list first and foremost. Now, let me tell you, me personally, after watching this and seeing it and whatnot, I personally had what's up, y'all? Jay here. So gonna hop into this pretty much like a recap reaction to the Verzuz we had last night for Cash Money and No Limit. I thought this was really dope. We hadn't had one of these for a little while. I mean, they've done a couple since, everything opened back up a couple years ago, but this one here is on a large scale. If you're from that time, that era, the effect that, these two entities brought to the game of music or whatnot, No Limit being first and then Cash Money coming later. And that was really it was really a big thing at that point in time. So first off, we got Master P, No Limit. He comes out there with his crew. He, for the most part, from what I could see, who he had with him, he had Mia X, who killed it. Like, I gotta say, Mia X got up there, she was bugging. Like, she, for me, it's like the MVP of the night. She really did her thing and held it down for No Limit. But Master P had himself, he had Mia, he had Silk the Shocker, talk about him a little bit, and he had Mac. They and that was their thing. Then you got Cash Money, BIRDMAN, it was him. He had, of course, Manny Fresh is up there, manning everything as he does, doing his thing and whatnot. He had Juvenile with him, He also had BG. He had somebody else with him that we'll talk about a little bit later. And then I'm gonna just get this out the way now. Jacquees just running around in the background doing nothing. Like, that was irritating to me, just seeing him just kind of bounce. Every time Cash Money was in the frame, Jacquees would just run around here for what? Sing a hook or something to get off the stage. But that's beside the point. So those were the main players from this whole thing. So let's get into the track list of this whole thing, right? So this is their track list from last night. And, good songs chosen for the most part by both. Now, a lot of people said that Cash Money came with a little bit of a underhanded play by playing Lil Wayne songs. And as you notice, I did not speak about him. Wayne was not there. But they did play some Lil Wayne songs, and not songs that he is featured on. They played his actual songs. Which you can see as kind of a cheat code, truthfully. Wayne is such an integral part to Cash Money, the biggest star to come out of Cash Money. Especially the original iteration before you get to the Drake and the Nicki Minaj time frame. You can see it that way. But, whatever. Cash Money clearly has more pop hits, clearly has more commercial standings, especially for the time frame that they came out. You go to No Limit, who I personally feel was very hampered by the, the exclusion of certain people, i.e., mainly Mystical, due to his, legal standings and things of that nature. Not being able to have Mystical there, I personally feel proved to be kind of problematic for them. Because honestly, Mystical would have now, and I think it would have affected the way that people view the way it went, because Mystical's energy, any track that Mystical's on, he is the focal point. So many of those songs that he just brought such, to such a higher energy. It ain't my fault, it ain't the same without Mystical, especially when we have Silk the Shocker up there purposefully rhyming off beat. Side note, I have always said since I first heard Silk the Shocker's music, that was so purposeful. Like, I feel like P did that, as kind of a something to get him over. And I mean, it worked, but hearing it now versus it was trash then, it's trash now. Now, Charges to the Game and those things, Charges to the Game was a fire album. I can't tell you one Silk the Shocker bar. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm so glad he's not a thing now. And just hearing that just kind of gave me it messed me up. But anyways, so yeah, Cash Money is missing Lil Wayne, No Limits missing Mystical, and C Murder. It's not lost on me that C Murder is not there, because some of them songs would have hit a lot harder had C Murder been there. But I do want to say I was not feeling No Limits selection of songs. Now, they had some good, so they had to play the Body It. You know what I'm saying? Make them say, Chopper Style came up. That actually kind of turned everything up for them a little bit more, but that was towards the end. It was after Make Them Say, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I said, ain't my fault. Didn't really go like that. Side note, they played the Mercedes song, I Can Tell. As you notice, Mercedes was not there. Mercedes jumped online today talking about she's going to sue because they played her song